Stream. We hope that this broadcast finds you and yours well leading up to the holidays. From all of us here at Cloudforce, wishing you a very happy holidays. And with the tip of the hat to Adam Sandler, and for those of you who are celebrating, happy 8th crazy night. My name is Jesse Kellner. I'm one part of the Cloudforce team, and it's my privilege to welcome you to our live event, which is the culmination of Cloudforce's Laptops for Good initiative. You'll watch us tonight doing our very best to observe the social distancing and the safety protocols while we're here in our National Harbor headquarters. I'm joined tonight by our president and CTO, Hussein Sharaf, some of my amazing Cloudforce teammates, as well as some distinguished guest speakers and co-promoters. Allow me to introduce them to you. First, joining us virtually in just a few minutes here will be the distinguished president of Prince George's Community College, Dr. Felicia D. Williams, as well as PGCC's Vice President of Enterprise Technology, Dr. Rhonda M. Spells-Fentry. In addition, and here with us in Cloudforce's headquarters this evening, allow me to first introduce you to four-time NFL Pro Bowl linebacker, named one of the 70 greatest all-time members of the Washington football team, and if I may say, one of the players who in my very formative youth solidified my lifelong love of Washington football, Mr. Ken Harvey.
Thank you.
Welcome, Ken. Welcome. Look at us following protocol.
Thank you.
We're honored also to be joined by John Booty, a 1988 NFL draftee whose 8-year career included stops at a number of NFL franchises, including the Arizona Cardinals, where he and Ken were teammates, and launched a friendship which, as you will see, continues to this day. So, Mr. John Booty, welcome.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
Thanks
my.
for having us. Yep.
Well, listen, let me start by saying that it's not the technology playing tricks on you. In fact, Ken Harvey's neck is actually as big as my waist. So with that, let me just welcome you guys.
A lot about his head, too, right?
Well, take it easy, you're amongst your friends. It's so great to have you gentlemen with us. From the whole team here at Cloudforce, we do sincerely.
No problem. We love it so much we're wearing your shirt.
I mean, look at that. And that shirt never looked better.
There you
never
go.
Looked better. So listen, we want to jump right into a little Q&A with you guys to give our audience some insights from your time playing professional football, guys. I'm going to start with an easy one. You both had stops at least 2 NFL teams during your time in the league. These days, who do you pull for on Sundays? Let me start with you, John.
Oh, well, my team that I pull for on Sundays is the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm sorry, but
it hurts a little in division.
I know, but I live here in the Washington, D.C. area, and I'm an honorary Washington football team alumni.
And we're glad to have you.
But when it comes time for competing against the Washington football team, I have to go to the Eagles.
Well, I know I have some personal friends who are probably viewing right now with a big ear-to-ear smile for that Philadelphia Eagles selection. Ken, same question to you. On Sundays, who do you pull for?
Right. I mean, I root for the Washington football team. You live here, you know some of the people there. Actually, Ron Rivera actually went to the same college that I went to, University of California, Berkeley. So got to root for the team, and they're doing well. So
well, truthfully, that's a big relief, Ken, because any other answer would have made this a very short time.
It would have been uncomfortable.
I'm relieved.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, here's another one for you guys. Just give us a quick NFL anecdote. Give us some sort of an insight that your average couch-sitting fan might otherwise miss. Ken, maybe something from your time here in Washington?
I don't know. Something that fans may have missed. You know, I don't know. I mean, I think when I first started playing football, one of the things you realize that it is a game of focus and concentration. So one of my first games, I'm running, I'm trying to get the quarterback. I see the quarterback, I'm going to get a sack. I hear the crowd screaming, yay! And for that moment, I started listening to him, and then the quarterback juked. I took my eyes off the prize, and then you just hear him go, oh. And so my whole thing is saying, keep your focus and focus on what you're doing.
Well, listen, 4 Pro Bowls, you were doing something right. Most of us have heard that, for the majority of our lives playing sports. So well done to you. Same question to you. Give us an anecdote.
As a defensive back, a lot of fans, when I'm watching the game with them or on TV or in the stands, they will say, wow, this guy's, what happened on this play? And it's a secondary, talking about the secondary.
Sure.
And I'm like, the cornerback has done his job. It's okay for him to let the receiver go because he's turning that receiver into the safety spot. Well, he got burned on that. So no, he did not get burned on it because the safety was over top. And that was a defense call for that particular play. It's a long distance. So like, man, that's people say
guilty as charged.
Yeah, but but I cringe at it because everything going 100 miles an hour down that field.
Yeah.
And people, especially when folks say, "Well, I can do that," I say, "Yeah, right."
It's easy to be a couch critic. I'm sure you
jump
guys
in
know.
because Monday mornings is when we usually find out, and the whole play is like one person could look like a hero or look like they're really bad, and it's the team and things that you just don't know. And on Mondays, you hear about it.
Sure.
Coaches yell at you, you get played over and over again. So,
and that is the most stressful time of the week for the NFL.
Yeah.
One Monday at 1 o'clock in there.
Being called to account for your actions.
Because honest God don't lie.
Could you imagine you being at work and there's a camera watching you, and then at the end of the week, your boss is coming at you. Oh, guys out there. And he's showing you your plays there. You know what? You didn't greet that person well enough. And he goes back over it again. What? You look at your hand. Look at your face. Look at your face. Do it again. Do it again.
Sometimes they run it over and over and over. I said, why do you run it? We asked the question. We don't ask out loud. Why do you run it over and over and over? We still waiting on you to make that tackle. They say stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy stuff.
That's great. All right, one last question, football related. So you hear us talk all the time as fans and maybe on the TV, the talking heads, about all the ways in which the game of football has changed. So for you guys, since the last time you laced them up, what's the one thing that you would say is the biggest change in the game? Can give it to us.
Well, it's easy for me. Is that some of the plays where you would sack the quarterback back then, it would be a flag right now, and it would be an easy flag. And so, I sit on the couch and I get angry sometimes because I'm like, that is a good play. There's no reason you should get a flag for it, but they're protecting the quarterback. So that's the big change.
That's a good, honest answer.
Same
How about
thing,
you, John?
as a receiver coming down the field back in the day, we were told if even a ball thrown over his head, light him up. But now you can't hit him.
Unnecessary roughness.
And people get upset with it, like, why come on tackle?
Yeah.
How can you block him to the ground? Because you can't use your head, and by the time you get there to wrap him up, you got to just block him to the ground.
And I mean, there's good reason for it.
Yeah,
but like every generation, you say, back in the day, we used to do this and that. And, that's
our
back in
generation
the
is
day.
kind of like,
we would bring some, but the generation before us, I mean, they probably smoke and then go out and play a game. It's a whole different chance. So
No doubt.
do what you can.
All right, we snuck in time for one more. I got to ask this question. It should be pretty quick hitting. If you were playing today, John, what's one player, just a name, one player that you'd want to play with and one player you'd want to play against?
One player I want to play with is the kid, Mahomes.
Yes.
Yeah, that kid is special. Even though I'm on defense,
Sure.
I just like to be on the sideline watching that fellow
I can
play
understand.
football,
And how about against? Who would you
Against?
like to lace him up against?
I like to, who's that kid from Seattle, Metcalf.
Special.
He is a monster. So you want to challenge yourself, like, man, I think I can do that. But the kid Hopkins, who got that game-winning touchdown for the Cardinals, I made plays like that back when I played. You want to caught that on me some kind of ways. But
I'm glad to hear. How about you? Who's the one player you play with? Maybe against?
Because I'm trying to think, and it's not one player. Like right now, the Washington team, and I'm not saying this because I'm here. Their defense,
he is.
Their defensive line in the pass rush. I mean, you can see that each person is pushing each other to get better because they want to be the highlight, and every person is kind of competing against each other to make the big plays. And I think that would, for me, it would motivate me to be even a better player. Playing against somebody, I'm not sure. I mean, it would be a challenge to go up against some of these quarterbacks. Some of them, you can't touch them. You can't touch them, and they're like running backs. And that's the hard thing is that they got the speed. But it would be fun to probably test my speed out against some of those guys.
Well, I tip my hat to all the Washington football team first-round draft picks on that D-line. They've been a great addition.
How many on that? 4 or 5?
I think it's
all
5.
The first-round picks. They should be doing something.
They should be.
Yeah.
All right, well, here, we're going to do something a little bit fun here. We put together a fun activity to get those of you who are watching
We
us
should have screened
live
these questions
at
before.
home into the action. We'd like to get you guys involved, if you would.
Look. This is when you get that uncomfortable pose. Like, okay, what are you going to say? The arms crossed.
We want to ask you at home a Ken Harvey trivia question. We're going to give you the full power of the internet to find your answer. Here's how we're going to be doing it. We're going to be flashing, hopefully in a moment, across the bottom of your screen, an email address to which you can email your response in live time. We'll be fielding those responses during the live event. You can reach us at C as in cloud, F as in force, the number 4, G as in good, that's CF4G, at gocloudforce.com. The first correct email response is going to win a VIP date night package for 2, valued at $200. Let me tell you about it.
Oh, nice.
On National Harbor's Capitol Wheel, you've surely seen it from the DC Beltway. It's actually right across the street from where we're sitting this evening. You'll soar 180 feet above the Potomac River, experience some of the best views in Maryland, DC, and Virginia. The VIP package includes a ride around the Capitol Wheel in a VIP gondola, 1 bottle of champagne, 2 insulated souvenir cups, a professional keepsake photograph, and 4 hours of complimentary parking. And fear not, the Capitol Wheel is both heated and air conditioning for year-round riding pleasure. So, viewers, are you here with me? Are you ready? Here's our question, and I got to tell you, I vetted it myself. It's a tough one. Not counting Ken Harvey's interception of current Michigan Wolverines head coach and former Indianapolis Colts quarterback Jim Harbaugh during the 1996 Pro Bowl, which I'll have you know, Ken did run back for a 36-yard touchdown. Ken Harvey's illustrious career included 1 regular season interception. So my question for you viewers is, which quarterback did Ken pick off? Go. Now, while you're all furiously Googling away, let's get back to the reason that we're all here, supporting Cloudforce's campaign to raise $50,000. That's right, I said it, $50,000 for a most worthy cause. For those of you who may be unfamiliar with our company, Cloudforce, we are the leading force in the Microsoft Cloud. We create, migrate, and maintain custom cloud solutions for business and government. Now, one of Cloudforce's 6 core values is giving back. We say it this way on our website. We give in tangible ways to important causes because success is only sweet when we can share it. And over the years, this value has been put to work in many notable ways. Let me give you a few. Back in 2018, Cloudforce partnered with International Rescue Committee, raising funds to resettle refugee families right here in our local area. Then again, similarly, 2019, Cloudforce raised $25,000, including a $10,000 match that we put up for Farming for Hunger. And with that money, those funds were used to install 25 new hydro gardens in Prince George's County elementary schools. Now, before COVID struck, our team would take off each quarter to go volunteer at a local charity in person, including organizations like Martha's Table, Capital Area Food Bank, DC Central Kitchen, New Hope Housing, and Dreams for Kids. But since COVID, and like so many other things that we're all facing during these unique times, we've had to rethink how and where we give back. Now, with a large segment of Cloudforce's team now working remotely, and with traditional charitable engagements no longer feasible during the pandemic, we've had to think a little bit outside the box. So what did we come up with to keep giving back? Well, let me tell you. Like so many colleges, when COVID struck, Prince George's Community College had to quickly pivot its instruction into a virtual environment. Alongside the scramble to prepare faculty to get classroom content ready for online instruction, the college wisely surveyed about the entire student base. And what they found was pretty daunting. In fact, in addition to a myriad of issues around internet connectivity and internet access, over 600 students at Prince George's Community College reported a need for computer hardware to access their virtual classrooms, their studies, and to complete necessary projects and exams. Now, having reached out to Prince George's Community College to determine how and where we could help, it was in this space, specifically student hardware, that Cloudforce decided to focus its efforts. So we are leveraging our partnership with Microsoft as a Microsoft Gold partner, as well as our familiarity with the Microsoft ecosystem, with the goal of procuring, and here's the punchline, 100 Microsoft Surface devices for deserving PGCC students who might otherwise be unable to continue their educations. Now, in order to do so, we partnered with dozens of local businesses who generously donated goods and services, as well as a number of individuals who did the same, for a virtual auction that is wrapping up tonight, this very evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The live auction can easily be accessed by visiting handbid.com and just searching laptops, or via the link on the screen. Now, not only is Cloudforce personally donating $10,000 as a match to your generous bids and donations, it is also bearing all expenses associated with the auction. Cloudforce collected all the items donated to the live auction. We procured the handbid platform. We provided all staff support to carry out the auction, as well as the event that you're a part of this evening. And we're even covering the credit card fees associated with your bids and donations. Now, we've done all this to assure that 100% of every dollar that you give goes directly to this worthy cause. Now, if I may, and you gentlemen can step out of the frame for a moment if you'd like, we'd like to bring in a virtual word from a couple of our guests who are going to be joining us online. To that end, it is my privilege to now welcome to our live stream 2 members of the executive leadership at Prince George's Community College, Dr. Felicia Williams and Dr. Rhonda Spells-Fentry. Doctors, thank you both for carving out time from your busy schedules to join us this evening. I can't tell you what a relief it is to see your smiling faces and to avoid any technical snafus. Dr. Williams, would you be so kind as to give us a few remarks?
Yes, I'd be happy to, Jesse. Thank you so much. And good evening to both the live crowd as well as the streaming crowd. Thank you so much for this warm welcome. I'm Felicia Williams. I'm the president of Prince George's Community College. What an exciting evening it has been so far. And let me say, as a former collegiate athlete and a sports fan, I feel like I'm going to be in my element all night long. I want to extend a huge thank you to Cloudforce for your partnership and support of our students and your shared vision in support of Prince George's County. We are immensely grateful. Prince George's Community College has a proud history of providing affordable, high-quality learning experiences for underserved students. We consider ourselves fortunate to be a part of a strong, vibrant community in Prince George's County. In March, when the pandemic hit, each of us had one thing in common: the need to connect with each other virtually. In a moment, our ability to connect through technology became imperative. As Jesse has already shared, this pivot to remote learning continues to present a number of challenges for Prince George's Community College, from economic stressors to the inevitable racial inequities to the digital divide. Over the past 9 months, the college has implemented a number of initiatives in support of our students, including the OWL Emergency Response Fund. The fund was created to address students' needs resulting from COVID-19. To date, thanks to the generosity of so many, that fund has raised nearly $400,000 in support of more than 2,500 individuals. This is one example out of many that illustrates the power of community. It illustrates the importance of charity and generosity. And yet, as Jesse had said, we still have work to do. We still have students who have needs. The many challenges and opportunities we face are larger than what any one sector can do alone. It is larger than just what resides within the walls of a higher education institution. It is larger than government. It is larger than the public sector. Using Cloudforce's example, we need to take it a step further and continue to seek out better ways to integrate, better ways to partner. Let's face it, many of these challenges existed before the pandemic. COVID-19 has simply amplified them, but they were already very much present in our community. We're connected in this endeavor, though. To each of you listening, Prince George's Community College wants to hear from you. We welcome your feedback. We welcome your insights. There are countless ways for us to exchange and to partner with you in your endeavors as well, because we know there is a reciprocal effect that leads to the overall upbuilding of our community. I would like to express my sincere and overwhelming appreciation to Cloudforce. Your partnership helps us to realize the remarkable outcomes that will improve the overall quality of life in our community, that will stimulate economic recovery, that will remind us of our responsibility to leave the world a better place than what we found it, and will have the very practical input of meeting a need for students who are aspiring to achieve post-secondary credentials and college degrees. We are so grateful to you for that. We look forward to continuing our partnership as we head into the new year. I wish you all a safe and a joyful holiday. Thank you for being one of the champions of Prince George's Community College. It is yet another reason that we go into the holidays with a spirit of brightness and cheer. Thank you so much. At this time, I'd also like to introduce Dr. Rhonda Spells-Fentry. She is our Vice President for Enterprise Technology, and I'd like to invite her to share her remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Williams, and thank you to the Cloudforce team. I am so excited to be here and excited that Cloudforce chose Prince George's Community College students for the Laptop for Good program. Cloudforce has been a trusted partner of Prince George's Community College since 2017. In addition to technical engagements, we've worked with Cloudforce on in their Microsoft expertise. Cloudforce has been a partner who is vested in showcasing and developing technical talent in the county. From our work on the Maryland Tech Council to the Chamber of Commerce Technical Committee, Cloudforce has been very active in advancing the technical visibility in the county. Since our first engagement with Cloudforce, they quickly became a cheerleader and supporter of the college and our technical efforts. Cloudforce is active in the community and is an advocate for advancing technology access and skills to residents and businesses of the county. What is most impressive about Cloudforce is they don't just talk about advancing the technology agenda in the county, they are active participants. This event is evidence of that. Cloudforce has offered lunch and learn events for our technical team at the college and has also hired a Prince George's Community College student as they start their career in technology. I can go on and on about the value Cloudforce has brought to the college and the county, but I'll get to why we are here. The value of the Laptop for Good program and the importance of each donation made to the students of Prince George's Community College will have a lasting imprint on our students. The college offers certificate and degree programs in cybersecurity and information technology. The laptops donated as a part of this program will directly benefit students in our cybersecurity and certificate and associate degree programs. The greatest need is for students working toward industry certifications in networking administration, ethical hacking, and forensic science. Those students who need hands-on experience with the technology to be fully prepared for a career in cybersecurity. Many of our students rely on college computer lab equipment to complete their studies. Since the transition to COVID, students can no longer get the fully hands-on experience in our computer labs and rely on viewing videos and simulations to learn material that is most effectively learned hands-on. Even those students at home who have equipment don't often have the proper equipment to engage in the activities needed to advance their studies. Your contributions will make a tremendous difference in the lives of our cybersecurity students in the college. And we hope that as a result of this program, we will continue to fill the gaps in cybersecurity skilled workers in the county and region. Thank you to Cloudforce. Thank you to everyone who has donated to the silent auction on behalf of the students, the cybersecurity students at Prince George's Community College. We thank you and we look forward to giving back and contributing to the technical environment in Prince George's Community College and the region. Happy holidays to everyone, and we look forward to being able to report on the successes of our students as a result of the equipment they received as a part of this program.
Thank you so much, doctors, both of you, for carving out the time. If I may just say here how amazing a partner Prince George's Community College has been, and its foundation as well. Whether advancing STEM initiatives right alongside us, training up amazing technology talent that we've hired, as you said, right here at the firm, or guiding us to this high impact opportunity, we are grateful both to have a top-notch community college right in our backyard, but also for it to have the passionate and gifted leadership that it has in you ladies. So again, thank you on behalf of our team.
Thank you.
So allow me to remind you, let's take a moment here to guide our attention back to the live auction. I presume that all of you accessed this live stream through that live auction link, but in case you didn't, find it very easily by going to handbid.com and simply searching laptops. Be reminded the auction closes tonight at 9 p.m. and the site contains both items that are standing by as we speak, as well as the opportunity to click a monetary amount and to donate. While we're at it, let me quickly draw your attention to a few specific items which are still available at an exceptional value. Now, let me say, this was as of the start of our program. For all I know, these bid amounts have gone up substantially due to the compelling nature of this broadcast. However, let me start here. For lovers of luxury, let me draw your attention to an Aston Martin weekend luxury experience donated by Exclusive Automotive Group. Valued at $1,700, and now with a bidder, I'm thrilled to see it, this 48-hour rental gets you behind the wheel of an Aston Martin DB11, made famous by 007 himself. This package is available with a starting bid of $500, and now you've got competition, because it's up to $520. Or secondly, how about one round of golf for 4 people, including 2 golf carts at Springfield Golf and Country Club. Valued at $500, this package for 4 can be yours starting at only $170. Finally, for all of our workout buffs, receive an introductory kettlebell session plus 1 month of unlimited access to Functional Fitness Virginia in Falls Church. Your $100 bid right now secures $300 in retail value. We want to see those virtual paddles popping up left and right. Let's get to it, folks. And thanks for choosing an item or 2 or maybe more and making it your own to support the cause and our efforts to, again, put 100 laptop computers into the hands of deserving Prince George's Community College students. If you can't find an item that strikes your fancy or a service that works for you and your situation, fear not. We have an option just for you. Meander right over to our donation items, available in $50, $100, $250, or $500 denominations. Surprise us. Surprise yourself. Thanks for joining us in the cause. Now, I want to turn our attention back to these 2 salty NFL veterans. Ken and John, would you join me again on screen to better understand what it is about this particular event that resonated with you guys and what exactly it was that compelled you to turn out with us this evening. So thanks again for both of you gentlemen being here. I feel a remarkable sense of credibility flanked by you 2 guys. I feel like things that I say have a power right now that they don't normally have. It's probably the strain that you guys are putting on those sports t-shirts. In our conversations leading up to tonight's event, you gentlemen both mentioned your past leading through junior or community colleges. You said it's so important that the impact that they make on both you guys' lives, but also on students and young people around the nation. Tell us a little bit more about that, Ken.
Well, I'll be quick. So I had dropped out of high school, and you drop out, automatically you're kind of that stigma that you're a loser, that you don't have nothing to do with your life, that you can't go anywhere. And so for me, going back to high school, finishing up, but then not having a future for college. Parents didn't have the money, didn't have the grades, kind of figure out, what can I do? Junior college was the route that I took. And so going to a junior college, Laney Junior College in Oakland, California.
There it is, little plug.
Me and another guy went there, and it's actually there. They did a piece on Netflix on Laney Junior College. But we went there, and it's kind of, you see, it's a second chance. for a lot of people there. Second chance, first chance, whatever, a start for some people, but it's an opportunity to maybe take that extra step that you may not have learned in high school, or whatever. It may be a growth period in your life. It may be that second chance, but for me, it was an opportunity to grow.
So that resonated with you, the junior college, the community college experience.
It's when you talk about it, it's like, oh, it's here because I know about it. I know the reality. I know the guys that were around me, and for them, and for myself, this was our opportunity to do something.
How about it, John? I think similarly, your story began in a junior college.
Yeah, it did. In high school, I was this little skinny kid playing football, and no one wanted me out of high school. And I had made up my mind to be a construction worker like my dad, when I graduated high school. And one day in track practice, my coach came to me and asked me, had I heard of Cisco Junior College?
Okay.
I said, yes, I've heard of it. It's so far away from home, but I'm not going there. And he said they asked if Carthage had hidden talent. And they came and looked at the film, and they said, we're going to offer you a full scholarship to come play football for us. I'm like, okay, but I don't know. If you let me come play wide receiver, I come. But anyway, I went there reluctantly, so far away from home, so I couldn't thumb a ride home because it was 300 miles away from home. So
That's a little too
I'm on
far.
an island, right?
That's a little too far.
So it turned out to be the best experience for me. I met the friends that I made on that team, the coaches that really got into us,
Yeah.
and taught us to become men. And it was like a last chance university, last chance for us.
Yeah.
And so that experience, playing football, going to school, I had to learn not to discipline myself and discipline myself with my teammates and the coaches, they had our backs. We didn't have a technology, right?
Sure.
So this back in the 80s, 84, so 85. And so we just had us and the game. And then I went on to Texas Christian University after making All-American and ended up getting drafted in the National Football League. And that discipline I had to put together with that by being at Cisco Junior College. When I retired from the NFL, I went back to Texas Christian University earning my college degree.
Amazing.
And then opened up some businesses and teamed up with Ken, doing some things here with in the Washington Capitol, in the Capitol here. And I look at that experience, and my teammates from Cisco, they come to DC every year now to visit me.
Sure.
And some of these charity events I have, the brotherhood that we built, and we go back to Cisco and speak to the football team.
Sure.
But that, just getting that opportunity,
It's amazing. I'm sure you guys see your story right in the students that'll benefit from
Yes.
this.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Let me ask you a second question here. When we chatted before the event, our conversation uncovered what you gentlemen share with Cloudforce, which is a commitment to action versus discussion.
Right.
Meaning, instead of talking about it, getting it done.
Yeah. Mhm.
I saw you guys' workout video. These guys recently on YouTube posted a video intended for the elderly, minorities, people with pre-existing conditions who are trying to figure out ways to stay active during this pandemic while we're all holed up at home. It was amazing. I know, Ken, you've also written recently a children's book around financial literacy. Tell me a little bit about what inspired this action orientation in both of you guys.
Well, first, real quick, just want to say kudos to you guys because, in the COVID, you have two types of people. You have those who maybe complain and say this is the worst year ever. And then you have those who say, okay, this is an opportunity to do something. Things may not go the way I want it to go, but I'm going to do something and then make a difference. And so great, applause to you guys. For me, I wrote a children's book, and this one's about financial literacy. I've written several children's books, but this one's about financial literacy because a lot of times, you say, well, that person should know better, and that person's bad with their money, and that person's done whatever, especially the athletes. But a lot of times, it's never been taught to us. Our parents didn't know.
Right.
You don't get taught in school necessarily. Right. You don't get taught the lessons in life. And then once you get some money or whatever, people come at you like sharks. Playing football, everyone's coming at you. If you don't know how to say no, if you haven't built that foundation, it's a tough thing. So for me, it's, you try to use the gifts that you have. And I like to write children's books. I like to write books. I like to write in general. But if you start planting the seed early and say, these are the fundamental things that you need to do. It's a habit. It's changing your mindset so that you're not fearful of money, that you're not fearful of things, that you're ready to take on those. And that's a step. And so real quick, and I'll say it, it's like the three things that kind of keep you a mental slave, right? Fear, complacency, and lack of knowledge.
How about it?
give a person some knowledge, teach them not to be fearful because they have the knowledge and not to settle with just where they're at.
Wow.
And so if you can plant those seeds with just a children's book, then that's a start to make a difference in someone's life.
How about
it? It was a great opportunity.
How about it? Well, listen, full disclosure, my copy arrives from Amazon.com today. I've already ordered it up for my children. Tell everybody the name of the book.
So the book is called The Me That Needs to Be.
The Me That Needs to Be.
It's on Amazon. The Me That Needs to Be, Ken Harvey. It's kind of like me going back through time, the young me, talking to that person, the me that played football, and then the old me. I still haven't got to the old me yet.
I believe it.
Older
I
me.
believe it.
And they're just learning lessons because look, I'm learning lessons. I made a lot of mistakes, but you can get down. Once again, it's an action piece. You can get down on yourself and say, God, why am I here? And I'm not where I want to be, and things aren't going the way. Or you can say, what can I do to make a difference? And you have to start somewhere. And like I said, this is a great
Well, we were just
example.
talking about the not old Ken Harvey. For those of you who may be wondering at home, Ken outperformed his NFL Combine bench press as a 50-year-old. Is that what I heard?
It was 50 then. I'm a little older now.
Well, we'll leave that aside.
Hey, no, look, I am proud.
Fitter at 50 than he was coming out as an NFL draft pick. Unbelievable, Ken. Similarly for you, John, tell us a little bit what it was about this action orientation that brings you to really do something and not just talk about it.
What is the deal is that it was instilled in my parents, you know.
How about it?
Just my dad was construction worker. My mom drove the bus, and so I had to, you know, get on the bus every morning with her beautiful face, and she gave me that encouragement. And she put something in my spirit a long time ago. When I was 5 or 6 years old, she bought me a Dallas Cowboys uniform. Sorry, everybody. I'm from Texas. I'm sorry. We can close the room down. But anyway, she bought me this Dallas Cowboys uniform, and she said, "You're going to be my pro football player." I didn't know it at the time, but, you know, it happened. And I'm saying, well, I got to keep doing it to impress her. And so when things go down and you hit the bottom sometimes, it's like, what we going to do? Well, I can always continue to work hard. I'm going to always believe in myself. And I like people somewhat. I like to be a part of a team.
Yeah.
And that keeps me going, you know.
Yeah.
And if I have an idea in my mind, like when I opened up a health club in Prince George's County back in 1999, it was like, hey, I got focused on it. When Ken and I do the Congressional football game, we get focused on it. There are times we want to give up.
Sure.
So we say, no, let's stay focused. And that's that drive. And that drive. Sometimes it can be a long desert. You're walking through it, and then all of a sudden,
You referenced the Congressional football
Yes.
game. It's one of the few activities that brings both sides together. You guys clearly are building collaboration all around. It's amazing
We're just trying
stuff.
to bring people together.
And just real quick, the Congressional football game, you talk about the Congress, and you're like, but we got the Democrats and Republicans on the same team playing against the Capitol Hill Police, a game of flag football to raise money for charity.
It's amazing.
You can look at it and say, ooh, I don't like those people, or you can look at it and say, ooh, that's an opportunity for them to get together and talk.
It's beautiful.
And we have the privilege of yelling at them and saying, hey, get together. You got to work together, just like a coach has influenced our lives. We get a chance to.
And think about it, when in practice, and they're talking, and I'm trying to coach, I will stop and say, hey, let me have this. And they get quiet. I said, I always want to say that to you guys, but y'all talk so much.
Well, you guys reference a team. I want to say on behalf of the Cloudforce team, we're grateful to have you guys as honorary members and participants, even just this evening.
There's one thing I want to demonstrate. How do you do a serious tackle? So if you stand
Yeah,
up,
I'll take one for the team.
I'm joking with you.
Office linebacker.
Office linebacker.
You don't have enough.
No, Brad said he'll do it for you.
Yeah, like I said, that shirt's never done as much work as it is holding all that in there tonight. We couldn't say thanks enough to you guys for being here. Thanks for your partnership, for standing alongside us, for supporting this pressing need for Prince George's Community College students.
Well, we're teammates now. You can't kick us to the curb.
I'll tell you what, if you need a cheerleader, give me some pom-poms. So you guys are officially off the hook, and find yourself a more comfortable seat for the rest of the evening. Thank you again for joining me on stage.
Thank you guys for having us and being part of this.
Ken Harvey, John Booth, thank you guys so much. That's amazing. So while no man is an island, and now I'm starting to feel like one up here by myself, get your bids and donations in. The auction ends promptly at 9 o'clock tonight, and I know there's an item or two which is calling your name. Or don't be shy. Click that donation item, $50, $100, $250, $500. In case it helps push you over the edge, all purchases and donations through HandBid will receive a fully tax-deductible receipt through Prince George's Community College's foundation. And at the end of the auction, it'll be sent directly to you. Now, why wait? Throw that bidder's paddle straight up in the air, get your bid in right now, and make a generous donation. I think I can hear the dings and the chimes of your bids as we speak. So, let me ask the studio team, do we have a trivia winner? It looks like we do. The correct response came in, and the first person to submit it, Matt Anderson. So congratulations to Matt Anderson. You've won a VIP date night package on National Harbor's Capitol Wheel. Congratulations, Matt. Now, Ken Harvey's volunteering to be your date. We'll spare you that disservice. But congratulations, Matt. That's fantastic. I believe the answer to that question was 1996 Washington football team against the St. Louis Rams. Steve Walsh was the quarterback that Ken Harvey intercepted. It's now my privilege to introduce the man who not only writes my paycheck, but also inspires the deeply held values here at Cloudforce, which undergird charitable campaigns just like this. Now, I'm going to brag on him in a way that I assure you he never would. Long before giving back was codified in Cloudforce's DNA, our founder and president, Hussein Sharaf, was living that value. His commitment to supporting a robust technology workforce right here in Prince George's County is illustrated by his longtime role as a mentor and board member at STEMship. Now, STEMship is an organization which creates STEM learning ecosystems within our local community to empower the next generation of inventors, creative thinkers, and problem solvers. Hussein also participates as committee chair of the Technology and Innovation Working Group for the Prince George's Chamber of Commerce. Hussein is all in for the cause. And for that, we thank him, and for that, we follow him. So, Hussein, please, a few words.
Thank you for that kind introduction, Jesse. This is the first time I've actually felt like the little guy in the office. Thanks to Ken and John for that. Very humbled. I think I need to hit the gym and chug a few protein shakes after this to get up to your level. I'm also humbled by our guests from PGCC. Thank you to Dr. Spells and Dr. Williams for your time and for sharing the stories of the people that we're really here to support tonight. I think it's really important that through all of this, we keep in mind the people who are struggling to figure out what to do with this new reality with COVID. This year has been a lot of things to a lot of people. On social media, it's been a never-ending meme. To the restaurants, our local restaurants, it's sort of been like an episode of Restaurant Impossible that just won't end. To young children, I think it's been their dream realized, which is, not going back to school, which is now, a dream that they never would have asked for, which is a summer vacation that will never end. At Cloudforce, this has been a time of growth and adaptation. I think that we've managed to duck a lot of the hurdles and juke our way around a lot of the landmines that have been thrown our way this year, and we've come through fairly unscathed. But I think, we've all had tough times this year. For me, professionally and personally, there's been times where I wanted to throw up my hands and, just give up on this year and wake up hopefully in 2021 with a better situation. But I think the thing that has brought me back to my senses is thinking about how fortunate that we are to still have our livelihoods intact and still have the ability to continue to do what we do every day. And a lot of that is thanks to the support of our local community and our government and our partners and all the companies and individuals who've supported us in this effort today. And so I think we must do our part to support our other members of our community who are not so fortunate to be in our position today. I think it's important for us to remember that there are people out there who right now are struggling. And, just like all of us at some point who, I think everybody in their lives has at some point needed a helping hand and just wanted to see that there are people out there that cared enough to lend that helping hand. And I think it's our responsibility to share our good fortune with those individuals in our community today, to show that, as difficult as this year has been, there are some silver linings to take out of 2020. And I think one of those can be that the kind, generous people on the other end of this live stream and the people in this room and all of those who have supported us today are willing to lend a helping hand to people that they may not know in order to help them to continue to thrive. So that's really what we're all here to do tonight, to lend a helping hand to those people who really need it. And so I thank all of you for your support. And I thank everybody here at the Cloudforce team for helping to put this amazing event together. You guys have done a great job. And thank John for being here. And to our partners at PGCC for continuing to be a great partner to Cloudforce. So thank you.
That's amazing. He's singing for us. Boss, thanks again for your leadership, for our team's privilege to regularly use working hours for the greater good, for the dinner that you bought us all this evening right before this event, which may have nearly led to a food coma for some of us here. So let's give some really cool stuff away. We're going to do a raffle, everybody. Here's the sound bite, if I could be joined by a couple of my teammates here. We've prepared a raffle this evening to give away 2 Microsoft Surface Go 2 devices that the lovely Miss Yayoe is showing to you guys here. If you placed a bid on an item or made a donation prior to 4 p.m. this evening, your name has been lovingly recorded on a Post-it note right here in this very box. 1 entry per participant, no matter how many times you bid. Now, to draw the names, allow me to welcome our Director of Operations, Miss Heba Aldine.
Thank you, Jesse.
So we're going to give that a good mix, Heba, a good mix
Yes.
before we pull any names out. Let's see who won our Microsoft Surface Go 2 devices.
All right.
First winner,
First winner is
drum roll.
Mike Kapoor.
All right. Oh, my goodness. So Mike Kapoor, congratulations. Let's see who else will be receiving a Microsoft Surface Go 2 just in time for the holidays. And you're welcome to re-gift. There's no judgment here. You have plenty of time before the holidays. So pulling out name number 2 and peeling apart the lovingly assembled Post-it note.
Nicole Cox.
All right. So second Microsoft Surface Go 2 is going to, one more time, Nicole Cox. Congratulations. That's amazing. So, as our live event draws to a close, may I make one last plug for the auction site. Visit handbid.com, search laptops, and please bid and donate. Let's work together to assure that all 100 of these Microsoft Surface devices make their way into the hands of deserving and needing Prince George's Community College students. Now, with one hand on your mouse, furiously bidding away, it's time for your others to go crack open the fridge. Take a moment to grab yourself a drink or a cocktail, as we'll be raising a glass here together very shortly. And now, the moment that we've all been waiting for. As you'll soon see, we've not yet reached our $50,000 goal. We didn't want to overpromise and underdeliver to PGCC or our viewing audience. That said, we're still counting on you, our listeners, our viewers, our bidders, and our donors to help us reach by 9 p.m. tonight our goal of $50,000 and 100 Microsoft Surface devices. We believe we can do it. So here to receive the sum total of our collective efforts thus far, the generosity of our local business partners and individuals who donated products and services for the auction, the generosity of our many bidders and donors who have contributed or will contribute by tonight at 9 p.m., the hard work of the Cloudforce team in conceiving, planning, and executing this auction and this live event, I have one final, very special guest, Miss Dina Wilson. Please join me, Dina. Welcome. Now, Dina is the Assistant Director of Development and has been our primary liaison to the Prince George's Community College Foundation. Hussein, Dina, let's record this magic moment. You'll see we're gifting a X large, not quite as big as Ken's t-shirt, but an X large Cloudforce check to Prince George's Community College Foundation in the amount of $35,000. Now, for all of our math experts, you'll notice $35,000 is not equal to $50,000. So in this moment, we'd like to draw your attention back to the auction. So let's have our toast. Thank you guys so much. All right, where are those glasses? I need a beverage. So you can see here in a moment that they didn't trust me with a champagne flute. And while there are still approximately 2 hours left in our live auction during which you can bid, and donate, we want to celebrate our shared success by raising a glass together. Thank you, my colleague. Stemless, safety first. We raised this glass together at a semi-social distance. We raised this glass together to Prince George's Community College, its foundation, and its amazing students, the inspiration for all that we've accomplished here. We raise this glass to our fellow area businesses, our neighbors, co-workers, friends, and family who have linked arms with us during this crazy chapter of life to assure that roughly $35,000 thus far goes to DC area community college students so that they have the equipment that they need to continue and excel in their studies. We raise this glass to a safe holiday season for individuals and families throughout the DMV. And if I say one more phrase, these people are going to dump the glass on my head. So with that, cheers to our many participants. Thank you so very much, boss, friends, donors. Sneaks the mask down.
Sneak the mask down.
Takes a small sip, sets his glass on his chair so no one else's lips touch it.
Okay, thank you.
Fantastic. Well, friends, family, co-workers, neighbors, business owners, Prince George's Community College partners, honored guests, superstars, we've done it. Again, thank you. Sincerely, thank you. And before you call it a night, please keep an eye on that virtual auction. Get that bidder's paddle a little bit more use, or make that cash donation that you've been saving for the final stretch. From all of us here at the Cloudforce family, we sincerely thank you for all you've done to support us, and most importantly, to support the local workplace, or the local workers that are at the PG Community College as they finish their educations. Wishing all of you the very best for a happy, healthy, bountiful holiday season. So from all of us here at Cloudforce's National Harbor Headquarters, good night.